David Bowie, not a pop star, not a film star, but a dark magician of sound and vision, with a vaulting ambition, who didn't take himself too seriously. Bowie wasn't just a pop star cashing in on his fame for the Hollywood game, but an artist with a deep fascination with film, fashioning himself and his changing personas from what he saw on screen. To become the outlandish and otherworldly artist we recognise, Bowie would draw heavily on the fantastical stories and imagery he saw at the cinema. An early viewing of silent film classic The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari at the age of 14 hypnotised the young David Jones and cast a long shadow over his career. Angst-ridden, emotional, edged with madness, German expressionism would become a lifelong obsession.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before.
It was 2001, A Space Odyssey, that sparked Bowie's breakthrough hit single, Space Oddity. Stanley Kubrick's film had a mixed reception on release, until young audiences, with a taste for the psychedelic, discovered the film's mind-altering magnificence. The studio started marketing the film as the ultimate trip. Like Bowie's spaceman, Major Tom, 2001's David Bowman is floating in his tin can far above the world, stepping through the door and floating in a most peculiar way. He finds the stars look very different today. After Space Oddity, Bowie was written off as a one-hit wonder. He knew he had to pull off something spectacular to regain public attention. So he assembled a band and marched them to the cinema to watch A Clockwork Orange. Ziggy Stardust and his Spiders were the wayward sons of Alex and his Droogs, but more glam and from Mars. Ziggy Stardust, an androgynous, bisexual rock star in red wrestling boots and heavy makeup, sent to save the Earth from apocalypse. This turned Bowie into an international superstar.
It filled a vast expanse of my imagination. I was always pretty imaginative.
A year after the last Ziggy Stardust gig, a BBC camera crew followed Bowie across Los Angeles. They portrayed a man with sincere intelligence drowning in the heady toxicity of stardom.
There's a fly floating around in my milk, and there's a foreign body in it, you see, and he's getting a lot of milk. It's kind of how I felt.
Watching him on TV, the director Nick Rogue saw in the pale, eccentric rock star the perfect lead for his new film, The Man Who Fell to Earth.
What do you do? For a living, I mean.
Oh, just visiting.
Oh, a traveler.
Thomas Jerome Newton, an alien outfitted in human skin, forced to come to Earth to save his dying planet, needed to be played with an uncanny, unearthly quality. Bowie, half destroyed by cocaine addiction, was just what Rogue was looking for. Less an actor playing an alien than a lost soul trying to play human.
I know people think me unnecessarily secretive.
If I were you, I'd be secretive.
He melded sublimely into the androgynous extraterrestrial. It was hard to tell the man from the screen character. It was to be his definitive acting performance. Turning his back on Hollywood, he chose unconventional roles, highlighting his vulnerability and sexual ambiguity.
Thank you.
A prostitute in Marlene Dietrich's brothel in the critically panned Just a Gigolo.
I know what you're going to say. It's not really the sort of career that you walk down the street and brag about.
He was Catherine Deneuve's vampire lover and victim in Tony Scott's erotic horror, The Hunger.
Not guilty. I'm not a criminal.
And he played Major Jack Selliers in the homoerotically charged prisoner of war drama, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
You see, he He was a real snowman.
And then confounded all expectations by appearing in children's films and musicals and children's musicals. Bowie never saw himself as a serious screen actor, rather a director in training, out to learn from the best. David Lynch.
Who do you think that is there?
Martin Scorsese.
In killing or loving, it's all the same.
And Christopher Nolan.
First time I tried to change the world, I was hailed as a visionary. Second time, I was asked politely to retire. So here I am, enjoying my retirement.
Sadly, he would never direct a feature film. As an actor and performer, David Bowie was magnetic on screen. He did for film much the same thing he did for music, bringing independent, esoteric, original creativity and bold, transgressive themes into the mainstream. Not just a film star or a pop star. He was a star.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, we love you.